we have a very interesting topic. We're going to be speaking about our mental health journey slash our mental health story.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, it's good. I've traveled to Lancaster, so I'm quite far up north in England. It's
Mm.
quite cool. Haven't been here before. Well, actually, no, I've been here once before to visit a
Yeah.
friend, but I haven't explored the city the same way as now. So it'll be nice to do that later on. And this morning I woke up early at 6 a.m.
Oh, really?
and yeah, so I have like a long weekend basically.
Why did you wake up 6 o'clock?
Um, well, my father usually wakes up around that time, and I want to spend some time with him
Yeah,
before he
yeah.
goes to work.
Mm.
So yeah, it's been good. It's a long weekend for me, so it's
Yeah.
all good.
Good.
How was your weekend? How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was nice. Friday just chilled. Had a couple of beers and stuff like that, and then watched played a bit, did some coaching on Saturday morning. And then I went to the pub, watched the England match. England won 2-0, so that was good. A great performance, great first half.
Mm,
Two goals. Jack Grealish and Rice scored for England to beat 2-0 and 3 points on the league table. So that's good. And then in the evening, I had pizza and stuff, and just watched a bit of TV. Um, yeah, and then Sunday, my niece was here, so we just chilled out. I went for a walk around Clapham Common, uh,
nice.
and there was people playing football there, so I just watched a bit of them playing football.
Like
uh,
kids or adults?
Adults, yeah.
Nice. So
Um, but I
that's
did,
cool.
but I did my coaching on Saturday, so it was good. Yeah. Um, and then what did my radio show, and then I did some reading and stuff like that, and that was my weekend. And then in the evening, we had us takeaway and watched the end of the episode of Red Eye, which is on ITV. So yeah,
Nice.
cool. Do you want
Sounds
to
good,
start?
man.
Shall I start my mental health nurse journey?
Yeah, I think that would be great. I just want to see how you do it, to be honest, and then I've prepared like my story as well on
Yeah,
my
I made
laptop.
some notes and stuff. I made
Yeah,
some notes.
I just want to like structure it so that it's like a little bit like formal in a way, so I don't make too
Mm.
many mistakes. Because I mean, I have a whole story to tell as well, but like to be honest, I just made it like very summarized, of course.
Yeah, I did bullet points. Mhm.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah.
Shall I start?
Whenever.
Okay, so my mental health journey started in 2011 when I was 16, going on 17, and I think it was 2010. Um, and I had a first breakdown where I just got stressed with like doing maths and stuff, and then I just got uh, worried about my weight and stuff. And then I refused to eat or drink. Um, I just felt uncomfortable with my body and stuff like that. And then I had CAMS, which is the counselling, a few sessions of counselling and stuff, and I was on medication for a bit. And then um, basically I had CAMS for 6 sessions and stuff, because I was only 17 and stuff. So I went to children and adult counselling, um, down at Black Prince Road. Um, they got a
Oh wow.
CAMS, they got a CAMS stuff. They got a CAMS place in Stockwell. So I went there. had a few sessions. Yeah, it was a terrible time. I had a girlfriend and I broke up with her, and because I wasn't in the right state of mind and stuff. She lived in Derby, I lived in London, and I just felt, yeah, I just, yeah. And then I was all fine for about 7 years, and then I started a new job, and then after that, I went snowboarding, broke my back snowboarding, went over a jump, broke my back. Um, was off for work for a few months, and then I went back, and then I was just stressed being back, and they claimed it as like a was they claimed it as my back injury was making my mental health broken down. And then I got stressed about work and all different policies and procedures and stuff like that. Just really was too much for me, and then at the same time, I didn't really want to drink or eat and stuff, and I just wasn't right mood. I was hearing voices as well. I was thinking people was following me and stuff like that, and
Paranoid.
yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, it was like terrible paranoia and stuff like that, and they diagnosed it as psychosis and stuff. So but before when I was 17, um they didn't really it was too hard to diagnose because I was too young. So it might have been psychosis, I'm not sure, but and then 2020 was lockdown, so I got really stressed because I wanted to meet people and stuff like that, but obviously it was lockdown, and I wanted to go to Mosaic, but unfortunately it was shut. And just before lockdown happened, basically it was getting really bad and stuff like that. So I was stressed. I was stressed with work and stuff like that. And then yeah, so that was 2020. And then basically, yeah, it was hard. It was hard to do that basically. And 2022, I think that 2022,
That's my
um,
year.
I had medication and stuff like that, and I was going to lower the dosage and stuff, and I cancelled in 2017 doing psychologies and stuff like that, and then 2022 I had my medication reduced, and then unfortunately, I had a bit of intrusive thoughts and stuff. And then basically, yeah, it was, yeah, and then I was off, and then I was back on the medication that was high dosage and stuff like that. And, but yeah, it was a tough time. It was psychosis. I was diagnosed with. The most serious was 2010 and 2017 because I was younger, and yeah, yeah. Any
Okay.
questions?
I guess I had a lot of questions, but I was also trying to concentrate on like my story for coming up next. But I'll try and think of what I remember, what I thought of. Um, Basically, you said something about you weren't medicated, but you're getting paranoid. How did you like? How did you get through like years of that?
So basically 2010, 2011 I was off the medication.
Mm,
But they thought I was doing well and stuff like that. And then I was fine for 7 years, and then I started a new job, and then basically changes happened, and
did
basically yeah,
and you had a snowboarding accident.
I stable in accident. Yeah.
So do you think that stress was like for you personally, stress like is really bad for your mental health?
It was just that back injury basically. I was off work, and I was at home in bed and basically doing trying to tame myself and stuff, and just yeah, I was off medication, and I was put back on medication when I was hearing voices and paranoid and stuff. So yeah,
In your
I was fine for 7 years without medication. So
so in your room, sorry, I won't ask too many questions because I know it's a very harsh topic to speak about. So you don't have to answer. But were you hearing like voices in your own room?
Yeah, in my room, in my house,
Yeah,
I was thinking I was prime minister or something. You know what I mean? I was thinking that I was in control and um, I was gift of God and stuff like that.
yeah,
But yeah, it was voices. But even when I was talking to I was talking to my uncle, talking to my mum, I was hearing voices, and then I was just reacting with basically um, leadership, leadership comments and stuff. Um, yeah, basically, yeah, I was hearing voices and stuff. It was just, yeah, it was terrible.
okay. Do you mind if I speak about my story?
Yeah, yeah. What's your story?
Whew, where do I begin? I begin in 2022, October. Well, yeah, I haven't fully been diagnosed with an exact disorder yet, but I have suspicions. Um, in 2022, October, I had an appointment with a psychiatrist. Um, this is post psychosis, by the way, my first episode. And he diagnosed me with three things. Um, Number one is persisting psychotic disorder induced by changes caused by excessive cannabis exposure, which I don't think it is because the way I experience my reality and that I don't really think it's that. Even though I did use cannabis, I don't know. I'll explain why later. Then there's also schizoaffective disorder, depressed type, and then there's cannabis dependency with cannabis-induced psychotic disorder. So he gave me those three diagnoses, and I don't really know. He actually gave me five. I'll be honest. Um, I just don't like to talk about schizophrenia, and I don't like to talk about major depressive disorder in a severe way because I honestly don't think that that's what I experience. I don't really hear voices, but I definitely have some delusions. So if I'm honest with everyone, I think my disorder would be schizoaffective disorder, depressed type, because I experience a lot of depression and I experience some psychotic symptoms. And now, why do I relate most with schizoaffective disorder? Well, schizoaffective disorder is like a mood when you experience mood episodes alongside psychotic symptoms. Like the other day, for example, I was out with my family, having brunch, and my mood was good. My energy felt like happy, and then one thought changed my whole mood. Like psychotic thoughts started to come up in my mind. Um, at this moment, I kind of like had like a revelation about my diagnosis, and at this point, um, as I tend to forget, that I'm even ill. Um, it like really scared me, to be honest, like to have those thoughts come up. Um, so I was a bit like anxious for like 5, 10 minutes, but then like I stood up. I'm sure as you know how it happens, but like yeah, I just stood up from the table, had a little walk around with my dog, and it wasn't really too busy, so I didn't have too much external stimulation. So like once my thoughts felt more manageable, I like sat back down with my family and everything was okay. And then I wrote here like what psychotic thoughts come up for me usually. Um, and then my answer is like they're always based around like self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth. So it's always to do with that. It's like a very common trend for me. That's always my paranoid thoughts. They definitely are like a bit delusional, where I think things like, oh, perhaps I'm fatter than I realized, or I'm definitely feeling like an outsider in this social situation. So it must link to the fact that I have a mental illness, which must mean I am doomed. Like it doesn't really make sense, but yeah, that's usually it's based off like self-esteem. Um, so when I notice these types of thoughts, I usually do like a few different things. I either splash my face with like cool water, take a break, walk around, and like if it's in the morning, I wake up and do some responsibilities, and then I go to the gym, just to, like feel ready for the day and reset my mind. Um, and then I wrote here as well, like we could maybe talk about medications and treatment we use and why we use them, if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Oh yeah, I'll start it.
Yeah.
So I use type of um basically I have a medication called I take a medication called olanzapine, and it's basically a helps you. Basically, I take one dose in the morning, one dose at night to help me sleep. And basically, could controls my thoughts and stuff like that, and it uh makes me stable. So yeah,
Mm.
basically yeah. So it helps me be stable and ready for the day ahead. And sometimes take the morning medication to help me be what help me be aware and stuff like that for ready for the if I'm doing a walk in the morning, I'll take it and then it makes you ready for the day ahead. Um, and yeah, olanzapine. I had few medications in the past which basically it wasn't strong enough, so I used basically yeah. So I had some medications that basically um didn't work for me. So
Mhm.
then eventually olanzapine didn't work for me as well. It's like an antidepressant, but it's not. It's like it's a standard like what
Mood
you get
stabilizer.
with psychosis as well. So
Yeah. Mood stabilizer.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I also have. Yeah.
But it does help me like with my thoughts and feelings and stuff like that, and in my head, and it controls it a bit. So that's when I came off it. When I was at the lower dosage. Um, basically it wasn't strong enough. Low dosage, so I was ended up being back on it. Yeah. So what medication do you do? Have?
So I take antipsychotic medications, namely aripiprazole or Abilify. I also take a mood stabilizer called escitalopram or Lexapro, and then I partake in therapy once or twice a week.
Mhm.
Why do you take? Do you know why you take like antidepressants or mood stabilizers or antipsychotics?
Um, it's been recommended by the doctor, and
Right.
and it's feel that it's helping me. So
Yeah, I
you?
wrote for me. Um, I said antipsychotics balances out my dopamine, which helps me experience less psychotic symptoms, which is definitely true. Antidepressants are a lifesaver for me as they improve my mood, my energy levels, overall functioning in day-to-day activities. And then therapy helps me understand my disorder better, cope with stress better, navigate challenging situations more easily, and gives me tools to manage symptoms. So therapy is a big one for me as well. Um, yeah, that's why I take medication and treatment quite seriously in my life. Do you ever forget to take your medication?
Yeah, I sometimes forget to take the morning ones.
Mm,
But I tend to always take my evening ones. So
at least
um,
balances
oh,
out, I guess.
so but the morning ones just help me during the day and stuff. So Yeah, but I'm trying not. I try not to miss them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Is there anything else you want to add?
Uh, what do you want to add? Anything? You got any questions for me?
No, not right now.
Okay.
But we'll speak later, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Mo Talks. Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah, thanks, Jamille. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Have a good time in Lancaster.
Thank you. Thanks to the audience. Sorry we didn't engage too much today, but yeah, it's quite a sensitive topic.
Thank you.
Thanks.